cutting edge art.
Most importantly,
He lives the
he
story.
walks the
I've gotten
talk.
to know him. We've become friends.
So big round of applause, Shaqir Hussyin.
Okay, awesome. Have a seat, everyone. All right. You guys learned some good stuff over the last few days? Oh, yeah. All right, awesome. So this presentation is titled 7 Secrets that I've used, essentially, that took me from clueless and being overwhelmed to becoming a multi-millionaire in my mid-20s, early 20s. And these are the higher level overview, more strategic thinking, more planning, rather than the day-to-day tactical stuff. I believe that once you get this and once you understand these principles, then you'll be able to scale much faster. I will very bluntly tell you, I have no clue about Facebook ads, YouTube ads. I understand how the overview, the 30,000 feet view works. And essentially, who here wants to make 7 figures? Raise your hand if you want to make $1 million, okay? I'll tell you now, 8. I like that, okay? To make 7 figures and 8 figures, you have to really understand this stuff. All the technical stuff, all the tactical stuff, those are things that you can do and you should learn, but you'll get to about 6 figures, then you'll cap out at multiple 6 figures. This is the real secret on how to scale from 0 to 6 to 7 to 8 figures, okay? Once I got this, again, I understood this at an earlier age, and over the last few years, all I've done is just hone it in. Does that make sense? I've just refined them one by one, every single new business and partnership that I do, even just with here, with Paul Lynch. You know, I've asked myself, okay, what's the 80-20? How can I do 5% of the work? How can I do 5%? And basically, what happens is when you do 80-20 and then you do 80-20 again, it only comes down to 4%. So my question, I'll ask you, tell you guys right now, this whole weekend, one of the driving questions I've had in my mind is, what is the 4%? What's like, if I did nothing else, what's the only 4% of activities that if I engage in, can I take this to the 10 million, to the $100 million level? And with that in mind, that's kind of how I operate. Does that make sense? Everyone on the same page? Okay, cool. So I'm going to share with you guys exactly 2009. People ask me, that's the picture. Yes, I know. And I remember buying one of my first ever ebooks. It was Magnetic Sponsoring. You can see the orange cover there. And I remember the first time I looked at it, it was I think it was $39.95. And I thought, this is a scam. Why should I pay for a fake online book for $39? I didn't really grasp that concept, but that book went on to change my life. The owner of that book is a guy called Mike Dillard. He's one of my dear friends and mentors. And I remember having a little office just like this. This was back in, I think, 2009, 2010. We used to rent out small little offices, or I used to rent out this place where it was opposite my mom's house, and the lady opposite, we called her auntie, she had converted her back garage into some sort of apartment, which was not allowed by the council. So, and then they got caught. This is Asian people trying to be smart, which some people are. Again, it's a joke, everyone. Okay, I make lots of jokes about Muslims as well. Anyway, so as I remember she coming up to my mom and she said, you know, basically the council said we're not allowed to do this, so now we have this place that we spend all this money on. And my mom said, well, why don't you let my son rent it out? And it was this attic. We had to go up the stairs and he had to go in. And in the attic, we put 3 desks. And I used to pay £50, which is about $80 for all the American friends and non-UK. I used to pay $80 to rent out this tiny little place. And every single day I would figure out if we made enough commissions, then I would treat the guys to cheap, junky PFC, you know, perfect fried chicken food. Gosh, not good. You know, like £5, 3 big meals for 3 people. And the days we didn't make money, I'd call up my mom and say, Mom, quickly make some rice and curry. And the guys that worked for me, they put on a lot of weight, and they said, man, every day we're eating rice and curry. I said, no, we need, you know, it will save us time and obviously money. And I remember in that attic, the first time ever, I had given these guys the first check, which was £200 each. £200 each. And both of these guys had degrees, but for some reason, and earlier, I don't know why, they just believed in me. They just felt like I was authentic. I'm going to stick by them. And I did. I supported them, and they made a lot more money afterwards. But I used to pay them £200 a month, guys. They would work full-time for me. And we would just, literally, we would stay in this damn attic from early morning all the way up to, late night, every single day, month after month after month. And there would be some days where the lady, my auntie, she would come to my house, and I'd think to myself, and I'd be upstairs, and I'd think to myself, I shouldn't go downstairs because I owe her £50 for the rent. And I used to think, what if she's asking for the £50 rent money to my mom? Sean, can we put the AC on, please? And I remember staying there for about, I think it was 8 or 9 months. I had my first ever, get this guys, first ever $100,000 a month whilst I was in that attic. Yeah. That's cool, right? And I remember thinking to myself, did I just do that? And so I made a video saying, hey guys, this is really embarrassing, but this is the place where I work from, and I made $100,000. And obviously after that, I tried to look for an office, and because my father is a lot more smarter than me, he said, son, I have an empty property, it's big in Brick Lane, come and rent it from me. So I was renting my dad's office. He didn't give it to me for free. All right, so that's kind of how it started back in 2009. And I was always in this constant state of learning. And 2 years had gone by. And then I realized I know everything about SEO, press releases, PPC, TPC, CPV, every damn, I used to memorize what every single thing meant. CPC, cost per impression. And then I realized I know all this stuff. Who feels like they know a lot of stuff? Right? I was like, I know all this stuff. I was doing press releases, writing articles. But then there was no money. And I would spend about 8 hours of the day learning, because I thought, if I just learn it, I know it. Who's been in that state? It's like, yeah, you learn so much, you're like, oh yeah, man, I'm still in that state. Well, here's the thing, more information doesn't necessarily make you more money. It's more implementation. Does that make sense? Now I know, and if you do something once and you get that confidence and guidance, can you do it again, yes or no? 6 years ago, I met Paul, okay? And in 6 years, he's never come and spoken at a live event. And I knew if I just do one with him, and I meet his team, then I have magical persuasion skills and charisma, although Lisa doesn't believe that I have any charisma, but that's her opinion. So I knew when I meet the team and I share a vision with the team of how we're going to expand, he's going to be on board. By the way, Paul, are you on board? All in, baby. So that's the thing. Once you do it once, what happens is from that commitment, and I'm going to show you guys this formula. This is a formula that I spent a lot of money learning from my mentor, Dan Sullivan, who's the 72-year-old Canadian man that I always talk about. And I'm going to share with you guys this concept that he talked about. Hopefully I get it right. And it's called the 4 C's. The 4 C's formula, okay? The first time I learned this, I paid about 10 grand for a course. And I learned this the first time. Recently I paid him 25 grand. I flew to Canada. One day, literally one day. Me and my buddy Matt Lloyd, we went there, we sat down, and he went through this formula. And every single time I'm stuck or I can't make a decision or I can't, people came up to me last night, today, Shaq, I'm having questions. I don't know if I want to enroll in this, I want to upgrade X, Y, Z, which is fine. So here's basically how it starts. And once you understand these 4 components, can I get a new pen? Please, fast someone. And so, thanks. All right, we're definitely having a good day today. Sometimes you just have to smile it off. It's like, I want to strangle someone. Gosh. Wow. We're having a good day today. Thank you. All right, hopefully I won't get some on my fingers because it gets messy. Okay. The 4 C's. Okay. All right, just follow, just listen. Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. Trust. Thank you. Okay, so the first one is commitment. Every single thing that you do in life, every single achievement you've ever had starts from you making a commitment. Okay? The commitment, once you make the commitment, then what happens is you get courage. Okay? I will explain this to you guys in a little bit more detail, and I'm going to break it down for you. Commitment leads to courage. The courage leads to capability. Capability, I'm telling you this now, ladies and gentlemen. I asked myself, what's one of the most powerful, life-changing things I can teach you guys? I just paid 10 grand for this lesson. If you add the extra 25, that's $35,000 for this lesson. Okay, so please, you guys ready to take this in? Yeah. Watch this, okay? The last one is confidence. Okay, so commitment leads to courage, leads to capability, leads to confidence. Okay, now let me give you an example. And because you all know Paul Lynch, we're just going to use Paul for this example. Okay, so first of all, I say, Paul, you want to come down and do this event? It's going to be magical. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. No, Shaq. Paul, we need to do a live event. Your subscribers, your clients, they can meet you. We can offer different levels of programs, high-ticket programs. Who thinks that people invest at live events? Yeah, listen, I made a lot of money online, but I've also made a lot of money offline. I've had people, they don't even know me longer than 2 months, literally a couple of weeks, come up to me and be like, hey, can I invest with you? Here's 100 grand. And I've seen this so many times over and over again. At first I thought, oh, it's maybe just in London. Then I thought, okay, how about if I go to Singapore? Can I do the same thing? Yes. How about if I go to Canada? I thought, wow, Canadian people are probably going to be a little bit, I don't know. I was just a little bit feeling they might not like a Muslim kid asking for 100 grand or whatever, right? I had my own insecurities and disempowering beliefs. But then I went to Canada and then I realized, wow, this is pretty cool. Anyone see how we're expanding into live events a lot? Why? Because the business grows. And guess what? Our customers also get empowered, so they take action, and then they can do the same. Does that make sense, everyone? So watch this. So first of all, I tell Paul, make the commitment. Let's just do it. He says, no, Shaq, I don't do this stuff. That's your thing. Let me just create these systems, and you can go and sell the systems. All right? Anyone hear what's going on here? It's excuses. Yes? All right, lots of excuses coming up. Trust me. And he had to come all the way from Blackburn, and he spent hours with me, and whilst I was trying to convince him, persuade him, one angle didn't work, so I had to try a different angle. One after another, he finally says, okay, man, let's just do it, but I'm only going to speak for 30 minutes, and then I'm out. You do the rest. That's exactly what he said to me, okay? Don't put me on for too long. So here, he made a commitment, right? Now, listen to this. He doesn't have the confidence because he's never done an event before, right? So he doesn't have the confidence. And by the way, because we're growing so fast, I tell my team, book my flights. We're doing another event in Vancouver. So I'm going to spend the first day with my .com business, and then I'm going to fly to Vancouver, and then I'm going to deliver my keynotes over there, and we're going to have 2 events this same weekend. Literally 2 days before I'm doing this event, I text Paul, say, hey, Paul, you should be all right. Go and run the event yourself with your team. I'm going off to Canada. Let's just say the F words came out. I need you here. How can you do this to me? You're not going anywhere. I need you here. Cancel your flights. Okay, now obviously this is a new partnership, so in the beginning I have to be a little bit nice. Okay, so because I quickly realized, although he's a great marketer, helped thousands of people get started online, he doesn't have the confidence yet to do live events. So I messaged Lisa and everyone on my team saying, hey guys, awkward news, but I am not going to Canada, so you guys can figure this out. I'm going to be staying here in London so I can support Paul and the rest of the team. Okay, so, by the way, remember, Paul doesn't have yet the confidence for running his own event or the capability, but he's made that commitment. Does that make sense? He's made the commitment, so the next natural step is you have to create the courage. And most people, what happens is they don't make the commitment in the beginning. They think they need to start off having confidence or they need to start off having courage. You guys follow? What you need to first do is get very clear on the commitment. The commitment then leads to you being bold and having courage. Okay? Can I get some, Lisa, can I get some tea, please? Mint tea. My throat is really killing me. So, courage. So the second step of this 4 C's formula is courage. Now, what is essentially courage? It's owning yourself, owning your greatness to do something that you've never done before. Does that make sense? Right? So most people, because they don't make that commitment, they don't have the courage. Now, did Paul make a commitment? Was he courageous enough to come to this event? Yes or no? Yes. Now, do you guys realize that he has developed a few more capabilities? Definitely. Yes or no, guys? Yes. Come on, be supportive. Yes. Damn English people, man, all the time. I'm kidding. Okay, so capability. Now what happens is, now him and his team, they're seeing they're seeing themselves, they're capable of doing this event, right? Literally, this morning I woke up and I thought, wow, people really like that guy Phil Carrick. Yes? I was sharing a VIP yesterday at the dinner. I was like, when I first met Phil, I didn't really like him. And he went and said I remember talking to Paul and I said, Paul, who's this Phil Carrick guy? I don't really like him. When did you hire him? He says, no, you got to like him. He's my main operations guy. I said, Paul, I don't know about him. And he went up to Paul and said, why does Shaq write in very short sentences? It comes across very rude because sometimes I'll write and I'm like, Paul, mail list. In my head, it means you need to go into the list, pull out the subscribers, and email the newsletter right now. But I'll write something like, Paul, email their list. It comes across a little rude. Obviously, Phil and me had a little bit of a... But once we met here and we're talking, now I realize, you know what? A lot of people like Phil. What if Phil could be doing the new brand, which basically we're going to be doing preview events for my.com business. Is that exciting, by the way? I haven't even talked to Paul about this, but don't worry, I'll recruit Phil like I recruited Paul. Powers of persuasion and a big smile helps. So I was thinking to myself, I woke up this morning, I thought, okay, how can we expand globally very fast? It's very simple. I'm going to need a couple of guys that will basically go out on the road and they'll speak. Phil likes speaking, the crowd likes him. I just have to put together the presentation that's going to help them convert. Because I've done webinars, a single webinar has done over like $1.5 million. So I know how to put these things together to help someone get fast results. And I thought if I just do this for Phil and Paul, then Phil can be the guy that's doing it. Does that make sense? So again, I'm developing new capabilities and I'm passing these capabilities onto other people. Do you understand? Instead of Phil saying, you know what, Shaq, let me come and do this. How about, hey, Phil, I've already done 20, 30 events. I know what it takes to put together a presentation. So then we develop the capability. The capability then leads to having confidence. Okay? Most people think they need to start by having confidence. No, it starts with a commitment and then following through by having the courage. When I was 21, 22 years old, I remember that story I told you guys. I've never made $1 million in my life, but I wanted it so bad that I made a commitment. And the commitment was this. This is the end result that I want. Right now I'm here, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. I don't care if I have to beg, borrow. I can't steal because God's going to punish me. Otherwise, stealing was on the line as well. But I was going to do whatever the heck it takes to get to $1 million. I thought, you know, if I make $1 million, my life problems will be sorted. That was a whole other topic, which we'll maybe discuss another time. But what I did was I made that commitment, and even when I didn't have the money, I found the money. I became resourceful. Because I heard about Tony Robbins talk about this concept of everyone has the same resources, but it's how resourceful one individual can become. Someone who's not becoming resourceful, they will always find an excuse to shut the little monkey. Okay, I'm adding my stuff onto Tony Robbins. But they will always find an excuse to shut the little monkey inside of themselves. But people that have that open mind, they will find the resources to become resourceful. Are you guys following me? Right? And that's why I made that decision. And my parents never supported me. My dad, God bless him, is a very successful property developer. He does a lot of property stuff in the UK. And he's actually a very smart guy, very wise. But he just never supported me because he always felt like he got lucky and he wanted me to go through this education route. And one day I said to him, Dad, why would you want me to go through all this university, get degrees? And he said, son, what you have to understand is all of my friends, all of the sons are very highly educated. And I was like, what? He says, they all have degrees, so you should get a degree too. Don't worry about making money. I'll give you money. And I just felt like, you know what? He's an entrepreneur. He has all this freedom. He has all this time freedom, location, financial freedom. I wanted to do that too. So I make the commitment. That creates the courage. From the courage, we develop capabilities. From that, we develop confidence. Okay, just like how the first time I did an event, I charged people $20,000. I had a program. It was called the Chic Mastermind. I charged people $20,000. A whole bunch of people ran to the back of the room. They bought it. And then I thought, wow, that was so easy because so many people wanted it. What if I charged 40 to 50 grand? What if I even added on an extra service after someone invested $40,000? By the way, do you think people invest $40,000 into a business? Absolutely. Who here has invested about $20,000 in their business? Look around. This is what happens in business, in an online business where you have very serious, successful people. People will invest. And then it's just a matter of getting the right guidance to break through. And suddenly the money starts pouring in. On Friday, I was here with you guys, right? Friday and Saturday, I didn't mail my list. Today, I don't really check much Facebook. But I logged into my Facebook and I saw Matt Lloyd posting on Friday, 3 p.m., which was just after I came back from prayer. I came here, 3 p.m., I made over $20,000 in commissions. That was on Friday, right? And again, I don't say this to brag or to boast, guys. I'm just telling you guys what's possible because back in 2009, where I got started from. And now the business generates 20, 30, sometimes $100,000 in a day. And, it doesn't really make me happy or sad. I just try and remain neutral. Try and remain neutral at whatever comes in. I'm just grateful for every dollar. So that commitment leads to courage. Courage leads to capability. Capability leads to confidence. Once I discovered people would pay me $50,000, what do you think I naturally did? Anyone? $100,000. Okay, I thought, would people pay me $100,000? I have the value because I've spent $350,000 many, many years of my life. I neglected girlfriends, family, health, a lot of stuff, and I paid my prices to get to where I am. Would someone pay me $100,000? The first time someone paid me $100,000, I honestly didn't know what to say. The guy, and he was from America, he wired it over. He didn't even meet me in person back then. And I thought, wow, what if I can do it again? And then every time I got on stage, even now, I get on stage and I will offer a $100,000 program. Now, some people won't buy. That's totally fine too. But do you think there's always a couple of people that will buy? Absolutely. This is the money metrics. This is what I'm explaining to you guys, the high overview. By the way, was this valuable to you guys? Oh, yeah. Okay, every single time you're stuck in business, in life, anything, I want you to just ask yourself, where am I? What am I missing? What's one of the 4 C's I'm missing? Okay, because if you go back to one of the 4 C's, you'll be able to figure it out. Is that good stuff? Oh, yeah. All right, I'm done. No, I'm kidding. You guys want to learn more? Oh, yeah. All right, so next, I just put this on, mainly because I'm going to be using